Hey everybody, welcome to Speed Bump.
It's
So
time.
let's roll over here. Finn has the world record, right? That's what happened with Rise of the End, 34 minutes and some change, 30, 34, 30-ish. Let me see. What was
Yeah, I
that
can
record?
pull it up. Do you think our show's popular enough for us to just refer to it as the bump going forward?
The Spump.
Let's see.
34, 38, Finn says. That's what I remember. Something like it.
Okay. Cool.
That's substantially less than what it was. There was a lot of strategy found in that, and it looked like Gene Genie was working on it. I don't think they ever pulled it off. Finn, how do you want your reward? Are you buying subs for everybody? You want cash prize? What do you? So we were talking about getting the physical copy of this game. It exists. It's like $60 new, and used is 20-ish. So there's that.
In blood diamonds. Finn wants it in blood diamonds.
Well, we have a new game for you, folks.
It's gonna be a treat.
Putting it towards charity. I'm actually going to run a charity for coronavirus probably at some point. Arcade Pit Marathon, because it doesn't sound like we're doing the St. Jude thing this year, right? So that's what I'm gonna do instead. Probably sometime soon. So I'll just put $50 towards that to start it. That's fine with me. Thanks a lot. We're gonna announce the new game. Let's do it.
It's time.
Breaking the spells that bind is what you'll need to do in this new game from Sages. I think they meant to spell Sega, but I read this off the box and it says Sages. Sages.
Yeah, Sages Creations, the name of the company, it looks like.
Is it?
Yeah. Off the box. Look, down the bottom corner.
Yeah, that's right. Gamma, the evil spellmaster, has changed you and your princess into stone pillars in this evil kingdom of the damned. Your only hope is to correctly deflect the glowing power spear through a hellish maze. You'll need to topple stone walls, cut down a spellbound trees that come to life, gallop through the gates of ghouls, dance with demons while traveling through worlds of fire and ice. More importantly, you'll have to keep moving forward to escape the fiery depths. Not only will you need skill, but each tick of the clock brings you closer to eternal damnation. Possess devilish for the sake of Genesis before it possesses you.
We put a lot of words in the same. We made Breakout cool.
The plot is that a wizard has turned you and your princess into paddles. That's the story. So Author Blues is gonna play it for us, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna put a little bit of time into it.
This
It's looking right. Good.
there's a Game Gear version. It's not that. There's a world record for that too. I was looking at that one. This one is the Genesis version. We're using that. So yeah, let me get that box art a little higher up on screen while you look that. There it is. That's beautiful. There's that orb.
Gorgeous.
We're gonna roll over here and okay, I got your feed.
Oh my god, this game owns.
It's not bad. I like it. It's in the arcade pit pack for a reason. Let's roll into it. So, the world record is 30 minutes and 1 second. So, are you ready to start? We can,
Oh yeah, I'm. This is not a demo. This is I just hit start when you said let's start.
okay, I'll start the clock 30 seconds and I'm gonna start playing the music. So we don't have game audio, but you're really not missing much. I'm gonna play the soundtrack from it, though. You can just keep rolling off the blues. So this is Breakout, but you can move the top paddle. You can also rotate it left and right. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, you can only rotate the top paddle though, right? The bottom
Yeah.
one's fixed.
The bottom one is the princess and the top one is the prince. So you're the prince in this and you are controlling rotation. And definitely you can get in their face with it and speed things up here.
Yeah, we're watching me play right now. As our usual, it's watch how bad I am at this game, and then in future weeks it'll be watch how cool it is when other people are good at it.
We're debating whether we're playing on easy or normal. We're gonna find out right now, but I'm thinking it's easy because that's probably faster, probably easier. Here's some music for you. Sorry if it's so loud. Turned it down. Yeah. So like, the world record is in easy mode, so that's probably what we're gonna do. Nobody's done a record for normal, I don't think.
Not that we know of, at least.
It looks like the company's name is Sage's Creation, so they didn't misspell it. I'm glad to see that they spelled their company name correctly.
And this game falls apart fast.
You gotta get around the top. You gotta get them on the back of the head.
I'm trying. I'm not very smart. I already game overed.
So there's a button you can use to set your paddle speed. That's what Mach 2 is. Mach 2 is the medium speed. You can change it to 1 or 3 to make your paddle move faster if you're not happy with the rate of movement speed. What do you think about this Devil Zipper?
It's a really slow, it's a really slow transition. Like, get on with it.
It absolutely whips ass.
Alright, we're gonna try this again. I felt like I was doing a really good job. Like, this game tricks you into thinking that you're really good at the game really fast, because it's like, look at me, I'm holding the ball right up against the top, we're blazing through things, and then hoisted by my own petard.
There's definitely a lot of extra lives to be gained. I forget how it's done though. This will be a journey. So we're looking at half an hour world record here, and I feel like there's room to get it down into the low 20s. I bet. That's just a guess. Just my observation from having played this before and having watched the world record run.
So Mach 1 feels like it actually controls a lot more smoothly. I'm glad it gives you an opportunity to change your speed. I think that's actually really good.
Yeah. So you don't really have to rotate your paddle yet. That's really a thing for later levels. But you will be forced to do it, and that's going to be the big headache in this game. For some reason, I mean, Breakout's such an easy-to-make game that I programmed it myself when I was like 12. I made it in C++ real quick. And yet, the hitboxes on this, when you rotate it, don't work anymore very well. So that's going to be that's going to be the frustration. Ryzen Zan had a bad camera. This game has a bad hitbox on the rotated paddle. Yeah, the TAS is really fast for this too.
I bet it is.
You can do so much to get in their face. I'm interested to see what kind of plans get built around this.
Finally, okay.
You're not done yet. You have to escape the level.
No.
So don't die on the way out.
Is this a one continue game? Like if I were to game over on level 2, do I go back to level 1?
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
God, I hope not.
I'm not sure. No idea.
Yo, what's up, extra guy? Yeah, we're I hope that this is pretty beatable. The current world record, so full disclosure, it's really hard for us to know, but the world record was not comparing against any other split, so it's very possible that the run that's on speedrun.com is either not actually the world record, perhaps it's just the only run on speedrun.com, or not particularly optimized.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, is there a reason why you're running Bad Omen, the Japanese version?
I'm running it because it was the version in the arcade pit package.
Well, I mean, that's what Extra Guy said is the record that he has. His PB.
Gotcha.
There's not really much text in this game, so I didn't see a reason, but I mean, it might save a little bit of time somewhere. I mean, the only text you see is really in the demo screen and the ending, as far as I remember. Unless they actually have a difference in versions. That fire snake is definitely big. You wanna rotate your paddle for this level for sure. They're gonna make you.
Yeah.
Whenever you have to go left and right, you've just gotta deal with that being a thing. I'm under the impression that there's not a difference. It looks like The American version is being played in the world record run that I found, the best one on speedrun.com anyway. I couldn't find
It's
a record
definitely playing
anywhere else.
devilish.
Yeah, that's I mean it looks like the English version. So these frogs are a huge waste of time. Not getting eaten by them is a big part of this here. If you want speed, you don't get eaten by the frogs. You gotta dodge that because all they do is waste your time. There's a few elements like that in this, and they're just no good. So mastering the art of avoiding the frogs is a big part of this, and the wizards are constantly putting chests down. It just seems like you're having a hard time with this one.
I mean, I'm not dying, which I'm pleased, but
Well, don't forget about the clock that's ticking down to your damnation. On the right there. Here's the gears.
these gears sure do work exactly the way I'd want them to.
A freebie gear. Here's a boss that I'm pretty sure you just waste time on it and eventually it dies. But you might have to hit it into the holes, I'm not sure. I don't remember. It seems like wasting time kills it just fine.
I think you might have to stop it on certain values. At least seem to suggest that based on the intro cutscene for the level. Don't you screw me.
Nice
Don't you
princess
screw me.
save there, nice work.
Did I win?
Yes.
I did it.
So I'm pretty sure it's just a burn time clock. Now you must escape. Beaten by the minions.
Did my paddle get injured?
I think
It
it
was
can.
flashing.
I
My
think
top paddle was like flashing.
you can lose access to the top paddle for a bit, for sure. There's status effects in this game. I don't remember what they all are, but there definitely are things. I mean, there's a power-up that you already had, the Fire Snake, where you just burn through blocks. That's a very nice... I feel like part of the speedrun will probably be finding all of those. Hey, Joey Gedman, thanks for the 1,500 birthday bits, yeah. Thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing how people handle this one. I will be on all day tomorrow, like I said, playing Bannerlord, but after that, this game's gonna get all my focus, and so we're gonna see
Hey,
how
what's
it's-
Bannerlord?
Mountain Blade 2.
That sounds awesome.
I've been waiting for it for 8 years.
Will I be able to watch that on a streaming service somewhere?
Yeah. This one. Right here. I'm gonna be on all day, probably. I mean, I need to determine if it's as good as Mountain Blade 1. That's my... It's in early access, probably. It's the first time anyone's gonna have access to the single-player campaign, because I've been in the beta for the multiplayer, and I'm avoiding playing that. I want to play the single-player, man. That's what I'm about. I think this level's a little bit more fun than the other one, but you do have to do sideways hits now, and you're gonna really have trouble with that if you're not dead center on the paddle. It's just so hard to do the breakout thing where you angle it the way you want when it's going sideways. I think you don't want to hit the Xbox. That's what disables your friend.
Oh.
Maybe. I think that
I
disables
think you might
the
be
top.
right.
The top paddle gets disabled by that.
My top paddle was having a bad time there, so I think you might be onto something.
12 baud, $50 a bit. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that a lot. I will definitely be putting it on YouTube. I'll put everything on YouTube. Do my best to, anyway. Arcade Pit, I have to edit a little bit because I like to put my intro on it and stuff and trim the fat. But it'll be up on the main channel at least at some point.
Ooh, I made the top one bigger there.
Nice. That's a status for sure. That's breakout. That's the breakout I know.
Nice and familiar.
So yeah, this is on easy, right?
Yeah.
I don't see any reason.
This game feels like it's rapidly oscillating between being extremely hard and extremely easy.
I don't know what the difficulty differences are, but I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do it on easy. Other than that, there's a world record to beat, which, you know, whatever, that's good. I think it's definitely going to be as fast and easy as possible on the easy setting. I don't see why we should do anything else. Well,
To beat the boss.
I'm trying to be online at 8 p.m. every night except for Tuesday and maybe Saturday on my stream here. And Arcade Pit always is on at 8. Like, I'll turn it on, and if there's a delay, I'll still be online running, and I'll just be starting up. So 8 p.m. Eastern is when I always start my broadcast. Ideally. I do some weird ones, but the main one will always try and be on 8 if I can help it.
What was that guy's deal? What is this guy's deal? Is this just a time waster? I'm just gotta wait for that guy to disappear or something?
Maybe.
This game's something else.
Well, you're still bouncing your orb. It's a technique. I see you're on Mach 3. You went for the big speed.
Actually, it won't seem to let me... Oh, there it is. No, I've changed it. I have not figured out what I'm supposed to do with the guy when he comes down.
Pretty good music on this stage here. Slapper. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played this. I don't remember exactly what's going on with this guy. Extra guy says it's a run killer.
Well, hopefully it's a run killer because it's hard and not because nobody has any idea what to do with it.
Looks like you're knocking him down.
Got him.
Hey, you killed one. Here comes the trees. So, we have quite a list of games now because I was looking for stuff to play this month, and I think I found a lot of good ones. But
we actually have a few that we looked at. Well, I mean, you found most of them, but I was looking at the list you posted, and quite a few of them I think would actually make for good months. Some strange stuff, some slightly esoteric things.
Looking forward to doing some of those. But if folks still want to submit, I think the command is in the chat here. What was it? It was probably
time's running out. I forgot about that whole, you know.
Gonna meet your doom. I mean, thankfully, we're speedrunning this, so the clock won't be the big problem, right? Hopefully.
I don't know about that.
Damnation's on its way. I'm looking for a command for this. You submit the speedrun. I don't think I made one. I'll make one right now for the speed bump submissions.
Well, I'm gonna need you to die right this second, my dude.
He's red.
All right. Well, it's been nice knowing you. You win.
You've been damned. They look like tomatoes now.
Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom.
I'm gonna call this command SB submit. So we have a form that you can use to send in if you want. Certainly not necessary, but if people feel like they have a good idea for it, we'll sure take them. We'll take a look at it.
Whoops. Wow, if you just went to the left, I'd be much obliged. Good video game.
Yeah. Man, Google changed their link for forums to forms.gov. The last half of Google. Alright.
Forms goal. Well, let's see if you can start from the level you were on.
Okay, that command exists now. So, SB submit will let you look at that form if you have an idea of what game you want to send in, and I'll be asking for some details on that.
Sure would love if that weren't a full reset.
Full reset. Let me see. What about the options there?
I mean, you can increase the stock of balls. That's about all you got.
There's a cheat for 99 lives. We could allow that. I don't really care.
The leaderboard as it exists right now doesn't allow you to change your ball stock at all.
Oh my. It's on easy? You had it on normal.
Oh, that may not have been easy. Well, maybe that's why. Maybe I'm actually brilliant at this game, but only on difficulty easy.
Yeah, that makes sense. What a zipper. What a good zipper.
I know. It's really making moving between menus both enjoyable and entertaining.
It's amazing. What a good zip. Highlight of the game, really. This whole presentation, I like the aesthetic. It looks like a badass pinball table is coming at you, but then it turns out to be Breakout, and you're a little disappointed. But then you find out you have 2 Breakout paddles, and you get excited. Then you find out it's hard to control, and you get less excited. Then you see the boss, you beat it. Then you have no.
It's a roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I gave a translated Japanese ROM to Author Blues here is what this is. But ultimately, I don't think there's a difference. I don't think we're using cheats. I know you have 4 orbs. Did you change the stock, or did it just get a life on the way in?
I must have gotten a life on the way in. I didn't change the orb stock. Oh my god, this thing is just like flying. This isn't a good start. This is not promising.
Oh my.
Wonder if the orb stock resets on each level, like you get back to 3. Because I seem to recall having struggled with this boss on the first level, and then I had plenty in the next level.
Let's check. I feel like it doesn't. I feel like you just find extra lives around.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Like maybe based on score even?
I think they're just in the boxes. Like just whole lives are given to you all the time. Zip.
This game is cool. I mean, it's fun to play even if it's a little punishing and a little strange.
I don't think it gets much harder than it is, but it is consistently this hard. 4:20 on the clock. Get it done. The big clock. You did not get your lives back. So I feel like you're just getting them on the way, and I don't know exactly how. I feel like they're in those green ones, and the red one disables your front paddle, which is going to slow you down quite a bit. So you don't want to hit bad things in this game are really bad to hit. Fire snake. Wonder if you could use it vertically here at all. It's too far back. Nice. You didn't get toaded at all. You see that perfect toad play?
Brilliant movement.
You saved like 2 minutes. Yeah, I feel like there's about 6 levels. It's really not that long. Author Blues is already like a halfway point when he killed that tree boss.
I think it's 7 levels. I remember seeing that on the speedrun leaderboard. It's not particularly long in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. I mean, just because the clock there is going to game you over, just based on the clock, you have to beat this game in under an hour, like, no matter what. It's really not going to give you a lot of time. If you have successfully completed the game, you've got a decent time. Like, you're already on track to fight for this record. If you can beat the game, step one, you've already got a pretty decent time, honestly. That's just the way this is going to be, because that clock is, it's not a fantastic time, but it's a decent one.
The inexorable march of time.
How did you?
Oh no, I just game overed right after the boss? Oh no.
How did your paddle get disabled? Yeah, I don't know why you're still alive.
The X at the top.
Oh, I see. That sucks. How long does that last?
Game's giving me an awful lot of freebies here. Decided the freebies were over. For some reason, it feels like the game just speeds the ball up a lot sometimes.
Yeah, the physics are, the physics on your paddle and the orb are the big troubles. You gotta just figure out what's going on with this thing. This is devilish music. Stage 7, Prairie. So I guess that answers that. This is the last level of music. There's a time trial. Now what is that? Does that let you pick a stage to do?
It might. Let's see.
So we're saying, so the rules were set on speedrun.com for not setting the orb count and stuff?
It at least lets you pick the first 5 stages. I think there are more after those.
There's 7. Well, that's nice. I mean, you can practice that way. Without even using states, which you sure could use.
And it'll time it for you and keep track of what's your best time, so that's pretty handy.
Where do I see the rules as they are set?
Just hit the view rules button in the top right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, default settings, no added ball stock allowed. Timer ends when timer reaches 0 on stage 7 clear before the credits. Timer starts after the orb appears on stage 1. Default settings, no added stock, but we are playing on easy. Do you notice a difference at all, though?
Not a pronounced one. If anything, the ball just feels faster, but I think it might have more to do with, like, enemies and bosses have less health.
I can see it. I'm going to go ahead and start that clock there in the bottom right there, and in the center of the screen. It's time to turn that on to the. What day is it going to be? This is going to wrap up on the 25th of April. Up until then to get a record on this thing. Three weeks, 6 days, 3 hours.
Keeping it behind his head in the right way seems like it makes a really pronounced difference.
The clock is set. You want to make a post? That was just add it.
If anything, I think this will be a really enjoyable blind race to watch. And I think that there's probably a lot of potential for cool strats and speed ups. I don't think this is going to be the kind of game where it's going to be optimized to the point of perfection. Like, obviously, you're still wrestling with a pinball running around. But I think this game probably has a lot of potential for, you know, cool strats and stuff.
Oh, that box art I have on screen is actually the Game Gear version. We are definitely playing the Genesis version of this. It's called The Next Possession. Just a heads up on that. I'm gonna replace that later here.
Pretty smooth still. I wonder what all these power-ups are. Some of them are a little more obvious than others. The red one's fire, but what's the yellow one do?
I'll try and find out. I'm busy updating the website where you beat the crap out of this game. Yeah, I'm not sure about the clock. I still don't understand exactly what you do with it. I feel like wasting time kills it though, consistently.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
But there's not an FAQ.
I can't seem to find a consistent pattern that kills it any faster than just like holding the ball there and hope for the best. That has had the potential to be such a cool idea for a boss, like maybe you need to hit it at a certain spot but only at a certain time or something like that. I really missed their chance on that one.
All right. Okay. And
I'm just trying to do a good job so I can get to the tree with enough time to spare. But the game, they just won't let me have it.
You got 3 minutes. How long
Which may not be enough time.
How long do you think this boss rolls?
What is going on with this ball? It's impossible. This game actually wasn't designed to be beaten.
That's that sideways hitbox. I feel like your paddle is much smaller than you think it is. In the case of sideways.
Stop!
Have faith in the orb. There is a world record run to watch. There might be a faster one than 30 minutes and some change, but I didn't see it. So, you know, that's a good time. You can check that one out. It's on speedrun.com. It's by Retro Ghoulie. 30 minutes and 1 second. That's a good place to start on learning how this game functions. I'm actually going to take a look at how they fight this tree, because that seems like the first real stopping point, right?
Yeah.
Looks like they're at the tree at 7 minutes. Yeah, they definitely get in the tree's face and just bounce off of it a lot. Alright, did like 7 hits on that one pass, and killing the little minions quickly speeds it up. Takes 2 or 3 hits once they're in vulnerable state. Doesn't look like it's going perfectly for them. That's the idea.
Well, for the record, it's not going perfectly for me either, so I get that. I really do.
You want to hit the minions a lot, because they can be destroyed. You do not have to wait for them to roll away.
No, I know. Yeah, I figured that out. I just can't seem to get it. There's no way to put a top on the
There's a lot of control in this world record run. And very good at keeping the ball straight vertical if they want it to be vertical. Like, doesn't let it bounce around very much. Considering how hard it is, I know how hard this ball is to control. They have a lot of control over it. They have figured out how it works pretty well. Seems like a nasty place for the boss to be down there. Didn't get a shot at hitting him. Yeah, so he's randomly spawning in, so that's going to be an issue with this boss. You might not be able to strike him some of these passes. But you were definitely doing way better this time. You have 2 minutes left.
Oh my god, this sucks so much.
I feel like this might be the biggest problem in the game, this boss right here too. I don't feel like I had this issue with the late game. I'm trying to remember, but I remember the late game being...
God.
There you go, nice. There is a boss in one of the stages, 5 maybe, that is really fun. Compared to this, especially. Let me make a post about Devilish. You still feeling like we had a good choice here? I feel like it is.
Yeah, I think it's gonna ultimately be a great game. I'm suffering.
I'm going to go ahead and post it then. Devilish, the next possession on the Genesis.
It is so hard to hit this thing to go left. It does not at all work the common sense way you would expect it to.
Our leaderboard is already up there. So get submitting, folks. I'll be interested to see where you go with this one.
Jesus. This sucks a lot.
This is a breakout adventure game. Role-playing game. Role-playing
A genre
action
literally no one
game.
ever asked for.
What? I asked for it every day. Have you played Fire Striker?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the world record in Fire Striker for a while.
That's right. I saw you.
moments.
I was going to suggest that one, but I saw it was well done, and I saw you were on the board, and 10 minutes faster than you was the current world record, so I figured it was pretty top. I like Fire Striker a lot. It's much worse than this game in terms of beatability, though, in my opinion. It's really hard. It's faster, though. I like this stage. You need to know what path to go, though, because that path on the right really sucks, if you can't tell by looking at it.
Yep, it looks like it would be terribly slow.
That being said, I'm not sure, actually, because this part takes a while, too. Maybe it is fast to go through the X's, with the bottom paddle only.
Oh, that just opened up an enemy. That's cool.
I love enemies. I love being shot at while I'm playing Breakout.
My biggest complaint about Breakout has always been that there's not enough demons in it.
Look at the graphics in the back, the parallax field down there. What a badass video game. Love to see it. Love to see these doors that just don't care about you. Now you're getting it. I feel like blocking off all escape routes because you don't know exactly how the ball's crazy gonna bounce, so you just block off the entire exit with your path. That's the ticket. Allow no escape. It still escapes, but minimize escape.
coaxing the ball the direction you want it to go seems merely within the realm of suggestion. Uh-huh. Yeah, how about you go anywhere other than where you are right now? Thank you. What a waste. I can't wait to watch someone be good at this. The idea that I might get to enjoy watching someone be good at this game is going to give me so much sort of vicarious pleasure. Oh, okay. Didn't really expect that to be the issue there, but destroy blocks. I was already doing that.
Were you doing it well enough, though?
I guess not.
It's not.
I got baited. That was bait.
This is the look for the fire snake. This is it. This is what I was talking about. I like this fight, but if you need that fire snake for sure.
Yeah, I just game overed.
Doing that without the fire snake, out of the question. There's no way that that's the right answer because it's right there. I mean, it's an instant, block dissolver. You need it. So you did the right thing. You just didn't survive while you were doing it. That makes sense. You can just time trial stage 4 if you want, right? Is that was stage?
Yeah, I'll just do time trial stage 4.
I think that's a good idea. If you're frustrated with a stage in this, you can just practice another one because you got a thing right there to do it. And certainly, you can use standard practicing techniques in it.
I hit the wrong thing. That's fine. Did you hear about the prince and the princess?
I did. It's too bad they got turned into stone slabs. Hate to see it. Thankfully, there's a power sphere. The old devil didn't block that, so, they're ready to crush him.
You could have never expected their trusty power sphere. Yeah, this is going exactly the way I would have wanted.
Okay, the post is complete. This game is officially started. We're doing easy mode. The rules are listed there. No changing stock. Timer starts as your ball appears in stage 1. Timer ends when clear timer reaches 0 on stage 7, clear before the credits. So the timer is going to be the big thing. And then default settings, no added stock allowed. We're playing on easy though. Make sure that I have that in there.
For all you challenge gamers out there who were really hoping you could play it on hard, sorry, you're gonna have to do that on your own time.
That's right. They update this list for Rising Zan is complete, and we're gonna put in an entry for Devilish here.
Oh
Rising
my
Zan was
god.
a lot of fun. I was really happy with that one. They were talking, Tim was talking about trying to submit it to GDQ, and I think they'd love Rising Zan. But I don't know anything about that, really. It just seems like a perfect game to show off.
God, this sucks so much.
Well, you don't have to worry about time limits.
I'm just asking the ball to go up. That's all I want. My demands are simple.
It's gone. It's gone. Oh. It's gone. Cannon. Is that good? It's good. Did you know about the cannon? I don't think
I did.
I didn't notice that last time.
Alright, this time it's gonna go differently. I keep getting destroyed by the fire snakes. The fire snakes are not to my benefit lately.
Alright, everything is updated. Website's complete. It's always my first of the month bunch of work. I gotta update the feature game list. Gotta put in the world record from the last victory, and I gotta make a post and update the block. There it is. It's all ready. So this is you might have trouble in breakout style. This is like the most breakout of all the game, really, is just getting all the blocks. That could be an issue because it's hard to control. But Fire Snake is definitely mandatory, I think, for it. And it's easy to keep it going once you've started, once you get in the groove.
Oh, you tricked me.
Free to go. So speedbump.run is our website. It's ready to go. If you want details, you'll find them there. Or you can just go to speedrun.com/devilish_TNP for the next session. 1 block to go off the blues.
Did I just game over with 1 block remaining?
1 block to go.
That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking.
You started with 2 more than you get in the stage usually, too. I mean, that's assuming that you made it there with 3 lives in the first place, right?
I think this game might be hard.
How's stage 5?
I'm gonna try stage 4 one more time, and then I'll do stage 5.
Air passage.
This game doesn't want to be beaten.
That was an arcade pit challenge to beat that wall.
Oh, to beat that boss?
That wall, I think I gave him 99 orbs, though. It's a time limit thing.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely still an issue with the time limit. It's just not easy to control the ball horizontally. Like, if you want it to move horizontal, I don't know, man, just good luck.
Well, it sounds like more people run this than I thought. But it seems like 30 minutes is gotten by a couple people. 30 minutes and change. But both the runners I've seen talking about it think that 30 minutes under is possible. So, and it seems like you could get things go really bad. They could also go really well. And I bet they didn't go perfectly. And then any of the entire run, probably just little bits of it went well, and that's why at the time is what it is. I think there's a lot of room to gain here.
Oh, cool. It went straight out the bottom.
Nice catch. Almost. I mean, that fire is It's probably a good pickup. Like, I feel like every single time there's an option to get fire, it's going to be worth the time to get it. It's a little tedious to squeeze in there, but I think if you could get through that door and still be on fire, you're going to really cruise, right? Like, you're just going to save so much time.
Yeah, that's definitely the issue, is just getting through the door.
Yep.
Because once again, it's an issue of just getting the angle correct.
Oh, I don't know about it here, because that cannon definitely needs to happen, and it might be eating up some time. I'll try and find the manual or something so I can figure out what these power-ups do exactly. Let me see if I can't update the box art as well. I'm just gonna keep that art.
I think it technically would be faster if you skip the first cannon, because there's a cannon right after that gives you more of a straight shot into the boss room, I think.
Okay, I found the manual. Or read it.
Alright.
Long ago in a far-off land there lived... Hold on.
It's not a good start to an information manual.
This is designed for 2 players if you want. I didn't know this was a 2-player game.
That's pretty cool. God.
Nice.
In 203, or however long it takes for the game to finally recognize my skill.
I want to dramatically read the story after this manual gets read here. I have to figure out what the buttons do. There's a bullet point that says, there is little difference with 2 players. Great. Thanks.
221. Not a new time trial best, but good.
That's pretty damn fast. I feel like it's pretty good. Let me find out what these power-ups do for you here.
Undyne. Oh wow, Undyne's in this.
Yeah, that's a common... I forget exactly what that creature is, but I think it's in mythology. I remember from Tales of Fantasia being a water elemental.
I loved her work in Undertale. Oh good. I'm electric. I'm electrified. This is good. This is probably what I want.
Does the bitrate enjoy this? Probably not. Okay, so the red one turns you into a piercing fire dragon. The blue one makes your paddle longer for a period of time and revives the paddle if it's been damaged.
Okay.
Green flashes the screen, destroying blocks on screen. Yellow pauses the clock. And there's a roulette one that gives you one of those 4.
Yellow pauses the clock. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen the roulette one. I didn't know what was happening when it was changing color, but I get it now, and you would probably want to roll red every single time.
Red sounds better. I mean, a longer paddle means nothing in terms of speed. Like, nothing at all, except for you won't die, probably. Like, that's all.
I don't know. I've had a longer paddle a few times, and I still died.
Yeah, it's not very helpful. So you definitely want to aim for red. Green is second best. Destroying random blocks could help you. Yellow probably isn't actually that good. You don't really care about the clock if you're fast enough to beat it anyway.
Yeah, if you were doing time trial, you'd probably care about that, because that could get you a lower time trial time. Not that that's relevant, just...
There's a page called Character Introduction. You want me to read the characters, Author Blues?
Yeah, tell me about these paddles.
Character 1, Density Block. A 1 density block, mainly of bright bluish-white color.
Oh, I hate this already. Please continue.
Character 2, a 2 density block. The 2 density block is brown and red. Character 3, Giant Block. The 4 density block, 4 times bigger than a regular block. Mega
math
Block! The 6th density block, 9 times larger than density blocks 1 and 2. Surpasses Giant Block. Appears in half the stage. Yeah, so the X definitely disables your paddle, and the B gives you 100 points. There's a skeleton. Carries a torch. Just when you think it's hanging about, it will suddenly lurch out, using its torch to shoot long flames. With a little bad luck, it might drift into the flames. Bodyguards doing squats in armor. Low when it comes upon the spear. Leaves nothing but damage in its wake.
Defeat the boss. Oh, thank God, that really cleared that up.
Mandora Gora, boss 1, the demon tree with the head of an old woman that just moves around. Hardly a worthy enemy. If hit, it falls rolling around crying. A wretched thing. It's like I wrote these. Gargoyle.
Imagine getting the job to write those character introductions.
Gargoyle, in its ordinal form, it looks like a treasure chest, but if damaged, it will change into a strange-looking flying monster. Fire bullets spew from this strange thing. Electric jellyfish, a free-floating object bobbing on the water. Or so you think. Upon hitting a spear, high-voltage electricity flows out. Electrocuted sphere stops moving. Quite a setback.
Tell me what's a setback.
Evil magician. Here he is. No, he's gone. Oh, there. An annoying creature repeatedly appearing and disappearing. While at the
Did
same
you
time,
get paid to write this manual?
making 2 density blocks. And in case you forgot what 2 density block was, it's the 2 density block brown and red color. It takes 2 hits. The 2 density. Difficult to hit, he pesters you with blocks, and all in all difficult to get rid of. Oh, that was the side characters. We're at the main characters now. Demon. Picture slowly materializes. Using an expanding and contracting arm, the demon hits the spear, trying to make it drop, while protecting his weak spot. Stage 2, a suddenly moving large clock. Large hands. If the spear is put into the 2 shiny holes in the face of the clock, 1,000 points are rewarded. Player must
Big
score.
clock. It's twice the size of a normal clock.
Player must score before the little hand makes a complete circle. That doesn't tell me how the boss works, though. You can get points, and I assume points get you extra lives. So probably you want to try on the clock, but I'm not sure. Appears on stage 3, the Treant. It comes on screen, appearing and disappearing, and charging into Mandor Agoras when landed. If the formation of the paddles are not handled skillfully, this could be a Grueling Battle. There's no space between Grueling Battle, so I had to say it like that.
I feel like the game was mocking me there. I feel like that manual was written by someone who knew that I would not handle the paddles gracefully.
There are many other types of enemy characters not yet mentioned.
They wanted to leave a little surprise.
The graveyard to the rear of the castle is an uncanny graveyard. The broken graveyard stones and stone slabs tell of the anger and Gamma's evil magic. Even the giant clock that kept time for this land has been stopped. Now it is a demon den. Waterfall climb the steep cliff of flowing water. Be careful of broken road. Air passage stage 4, seaside. Turning to the sea, off the shallows is the sunken shrine. How could its beauty have been preserved so well? Yeah, so there's only those 4 power-ups, there's nothing else really. I have to dramatically read this plot now. I haven't been dramatically reading about the characters. This is the plot that you'll see in the game if you let the intro play. Let me use my mic like the radio voice does. Long ago, in a far-off land, There lived a prince and a princess. The goodness of their friendship was known throughout the land and given the blessings of all the country's people. A person envious of such happiness is living in the deep northern underground of this country. He did this evil, ugly thing. Yanma, the Lord of Darkness. That prince and princess, I'll change this ugliness which lies before me. Yanma dropped rocks from the sky and the land was covered with stones and demons. The prince and princess became two paddles of stone. It's time. Suddenly, with a dazzling flash out of the sky came a blue transparent orb dropped between the prince and princess. For some reason, this sphere contained a mysterious power that could thwart the magic of Ganma. That's your plot. That's all I got. There's no more than that.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's any way to select stages 6 or 7 from here, so I think that's going to be it. I just beat all 5 stages. You've seen them now.
That's good work.
And some of them suck.
I mean, if you're using Arcade Pit, you can use a state to go to stage 6 if you want to. If you're feeling it. And you have 99 lives, you can't lose, can't fail. I mean, you can run out of time, but
Alright, I'll play it for 5 more minutes.
volcano time. What is a radio voice? I don't have anything else to read. Heck. Let me see. I'll tell you how to start the game on radio time, since you asked for it.
Make sure the power switch is off. Insert the cartridge into the Genesis System console, with the label facing toward you. Press the cartridge firmly into the cartridge slot. Turn the power switch on. If nothing appears on screen, recheck the cartridge insertion. Important! Always make sure the Genesis System is turned off before inserting or removing your Genesis cartridge. This Mr. Soldier asserts that this product meets the highest quality standards of Sega by games and accessories with a seal. Be sure that they are compatible with the Sega Genesis System. 1992.
How's the volcano treating you?
This is worse than any other level I've played so far by a fairly decent margin.
I feel like I ran out of time on this one because there's so many Mega Blocks. That's the name of that one, just so you know it canonically is.
They have such a high density, so much higher than the density of the one density block.
That's right.
And there's so many of them throughout the game.
Devilish is designed for 1 or 2 players, where one person is playing, use control pad for 1, or 2 players, use control pad 1 and 2. Start button starts the game and pauses action during the game. Direction button makes both paddles move at the same time. A button changes formation of paddles, type A. B button changes speed of paddles. C button changes formation of paddles, type B. Paddle position in Formation A is different from Formation B. The gameplay in 2 players is slightly different. Settings for buttons A, B, and C can be changed in the option mode. About the paddles, by implementing paddles, they have 3 types of formation changes. Devilish gives the usually blockbusting game a unique twist. For that reason, Quick mastery of the paddles is the best strategy. The direction button controls the offensive and defensive paddles during game action. The paddles move together. Defensive paddle red, unlimited vertical and horizontal movement in any of the 8 paddle directions, but not in the area of the defensive paddle. Defensive paddle blue. It complements the offensive paddle by moving left and right on the bottom of the screen. It is nothing fancy, but plays an important defensive role. The paddle's movement is not limited by terrain, but the enemy or anything else. Should a spear be rubbed against, that spear will slow down. There's a technique to slow a spear down that is moving too fast by purposely rubbing against it if so desired. If damage is short block, the offensive paddle will flash on and off if you're rendered useless for a short period of time.
Does any of that help you?
Not really. I was hoping it would, and it did not.
I enjoy the discussion about formation in type A and B as if you're building IKEA furniture. Yeah, they wrote the words "it's nothing fancy" to describe a game feature. Don't drop the balls. It's all about flow control.
All of them.
We were watching some old pinball adverts. I don't know if you know this about pinball, but what they did was they had they didn't market to the public who buys a pinball machine. Bars, businesses. So they made a demo video that's like 10 minutes long. It's like an advert, and it discusses how the table works and stuff. And they get like interviews from the team, like Midway or Bailey would come out there and talk about it. We were watching some of those, and one of the guys came out and said how much he was concerned with ball control, and he kept saying ball control at me, and it was really making me go nuts. It was the I think it was Medieval Madness was the table. They send out demos. You can find these on YouTube. It's 10 minutes long, these videos they put up there. Really concerned with the flow of my balls. Ball control really matters to me a lot. That's why we built our pinball table this way, because ball control is what we're all about here at Bailey. Hey, did you beat the
bother? Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, no one bothered to tell him that you just shouldn't say ball control that much. That's what that was about.
Maybe they told him he should say it as much as possible. It's the 90s. Oh, you almost got eaten there. Nice dodge. Way to beat those double blocks, those density 2s.
They have twice the density of density 1 blocks. We do need to leave a little mystery, though, and so for that reason, I will not be continuing on to the main event.
His name is Y?
Yeah, his name's just Y.
Well...
Oh, I said pause. You can't see this.
Don't unzip. Don't unzip. No ball flow.
I stopped the zipper at the right time. There, you can just see a little taste of what you can expect from level 7.
Yeah, the final stage, final boss. Yeah, pinball machines are like 5 to 10 grand new. Even used, they're still at most, at minimum, they're like half of that, even if they don't work.
Dang.
So, you know, only businesses would buy those. You don't sell a pinball machine to just anybody. Not everybody buys. Thanks for unzipping even more. We appreciate the peak.
I just wanted them to know what they were up against.
Well, that's devilish. How you feeling about Author Blues after having sampled most of it, honestly? The last level is not worse than the volcano, I'll tell you that for sure.
Surprisingly impressed by it, and I think that this is the sort of game that we could expect, like, realistically a time to come down to, like, 25.
I wouldn't be surprised if things go well. I think there's going to be a lot of frustration and luck involved with the top run, but it's going to be incredible when it gets done. And I don't think it's going to require a lot of luck to get under 30 minutes.
No, I don't think... I think that once you sort of have a good handle on how to control the game, I think sub 30 could be realistic with even a rough run. I think that if you're really willing to put the time into optimizing like your movement throughout the levels, you know, there's certain spots where the game will drag you through a pipe if you put yourself in the right spot, or you know, really getting the power-up situation handled well, you know, finding the roulettes and setting yourself to the fire dragon when you find those, you really probably could get this quite a bit down. Most of the time trials seem to suggest that sub 3 minutes on each level for the first 5 was realistic, and then that level right there, I had never seen it before, and I did it in 5 minutes. So if the last level's not too terribly long, I think 25 is really possible.
I think so. There's not a whole lot of... I mean, you were complaining about the zipper, but ultimately that's only going to add 30 seconds to the whole clock, and then you can just add the level times to get, like... The absolute worst time you could possibly get is the sum of the limits on the timer, right? Like, that's... You can't do worse than that or you won't win. That's it. So... even with that, we have a pretty decent time. Like I was saying, if you can beat the game, you're already on track to try and compete for this because you're good enough at it to fight for the world record at that point.
I agree.
Well, that's all we got for you. Devilish is up, and Rise and Sand is finished. I'm really happy with it. I'd love to see GDQ submission for that game. If you're interested in doing that, I saw that idea proposed, and that sounds great. I would watch that. I would watch Rise and Sand any day of the week, but I'll put those $50 towards a charity. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'll have more announcements about that later. That's all we got for you here. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Thanks for watching the bump.
Bump.
I'm making it happen.
The bump.
Nope. The bump.